something that's changed in the 30 years that you've wrestled, that have coached wrestling, that inner drive? Is that something that isn't as same as it was when you first started?
I think kids are kids 30 years ago and today. I think that some kids may have other things that are important to them, different things that are important to them today that weren't important to kids 30 years ago. The video games that are available and stuff like that. There's easier things to do, which makes it. Is there a difference? Yeah, there is a difference. There is a difference. Kids used to, where I came from out at Eastwood, and they were farmers, and those kids, they either went to practice or they went out and worked on the farm. Today, if they don't go to practice, they can go home and they can do things on their TV and their laptops and things like that. So there is a little bit of difference.
You mentioned Eastwood. You started there. You were at Defiance for a few years. You've been in Clay now for a while. I think Clay is maybe a perfect setting in that you've got a big school, so you've got a lot of advantages, a lot of kids to draw on, but at the same time, it's still a small-knit community, a close community that really supports its school.
There's no doubt. Oregon City Schools is a great place to be. It's a great place to coach wrestling, and a great place to teach. I'm thankful for both things that I'm doing here. The things that we offer here are unbelievable, both academically and athletically. We have good coaches. And, as far as wrestling, we have a mix here. We have some kids, rural kids, we have some urban kids, and it's a good mix. And our kids seem to want to be here and want to do the things that they need to do to be successful.
You alluded to it. You're a teacher as well. Do you think of yourself as a wrestling coach who teaches or a teacher who coaches wrestling?
No, I'm a teacher that coaches wrestling. I firmly believe that. I'm a teacher that coaches wrestling. I got into teaching because I liked coaching, but I understand the big picture. There's more to life than wrestling. There's more to life than sports. I mean, people got to be productive citizens. You can be a great wrestler and a good kid too. It's not all about just coaching wrestling. I want good kids overall.
Has it been difficult to balance coaching and teaching?
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. We put a lot of time into coaching. And sometimes some of your biggest problems come from coaching. Okay, but as far as balance, if you're talking my personal life, yeah, my wife and I have, we have to figure out what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, when our off times are, because we have summer training programs and spring training programs and all our off season, our fall training programs, that we have to decide what we're going to do, when we're going to do it to be, as being still moving there.
You mentioned it, wrestling, just like every other sport, is a year-long pursuit now, and certainly you've had some tremendous success with the AAU wrestling. Does that tie directly into what you're doing at Clay? Is that kind of a two-track approach where you're having success in the summer that carries over to the winter?
Yeah, we firmly believe the things we do in the off-season have a major role in our success in season, but we also understand, and I've learned as a coach, that you have to let kids be kids. You have to give them off time. I firmly believe, we'll work out and we'll have a training cycle through the middle of July, but after that cycle's over in July, I want my kids to go off and do other sports, do other things. I want our kids to be kids. I'm not one of those guys that even in our practice room, when we practice hard. But I also understand the importance of giving a kid some time off and let him be a kid. We'll give a random Monday or Tuesday off just so kids can go be kids. I believe that. I used to not understand that concept, but I had more success when I started utilizing that concept. Making a kid want to be there at the end is more important than driving them off because you're working them too hard.
Has specialization hurt wrestling? Have you seen the number of kids go out for wrestling go down because they want to focus on football and don't want to focus on wrestling part of the year?
I think specialization hurts all sports. I think it hurts all sports. I think how do you expect a kid who is 13, 14, 15, 16 years old to specialize and know what he's going to be good at? I just don't get it. Now, I understand that some people want to just do that. I understand that, but I firmly believe that kids should be in all sports. And if you're going to dedicate some extra time here and there, that's fine. But I think specialization hurts sports all the way around, really.